We are remembering who we are.
I can envision this place being a center with an emphasis on sacred dying and conscious dying. A place where an individual who is dying, who can't find a home to die or a place to die in the models that exist, nursing home, in their own home or hospital, but for somebody who wants to choose a different way. The last 10 years have been working in the medical world of dying. And it's beautiful and rich and powerful work. And there's still so much that could be done and should be done to honor this part of life and to support the living in their grief after their loved ones are gone. I can envision this place being a center for conscious living and dying. So a place where people come to drop into who they are, to reflect on who they are, to celebrate who they are, to celebrate life through music, through dance, through ritual, through ceremony, through community, and really preparation for death. And not only the advanced directives, which you hear about, filling out the paperwork, but also really meditating on it and contemplating how you want to live your life fully, and how do you, when it comes your time to take your last breath, how do you live a life without regret?
And I remember the time with Aditi where she talked about this oak tree before this land was purchased, before this was CCLD. She had come here and felt the call from this tree for her and for CCLD and for this community to be here on this land. And because I have an intimate connection with trees, and because it was a tree that was calling her here, I came and met the tree with her. And then from then on, whenever anything got shaky or things looked so unlikely that this could be purchased and that this could be CCLD, I would keep saying yes to what the tree called us into.
When I came here in 2022, I found a lot of really caring, extremely wise, compassionate people that were dead set on making a place so beautiful and so functional, such as what is going on now, and still work just as hard.
I come for the sense of belonging. It's a place where I can bring my gifts, my purpose, and have impact. And I come because I feel fueled up in my heart when I come, and there's a pull. And then I get to serve and also interact. It's pretty potent.
The thing that draws people here is inevitably something about death and dying. And I think what keeps people here is like a real learning about how do we human together in these times.
I just fell in love with this idea that you could die in a different way. Here, the intention is so strong to have a community and have the community support the end of life care. It's not unlike anything I've ever seen.
There is a screaming need for this in the world, a screaming need.
I've never been in a community that I could trust in the way that I trust CCLD. And I don't really understand that. I experience it, I delight in it, and I think it's because, and I'm guessing, that death is at the center of it. And not only that, all the people who are here are interested in and engaged with their own process of dying and their own process of living, in both in a conscious way.
I don't particularly feel one way or another about death, I don't think. To me, it's kind of like this neutral thing that's going to happen to all of us. As I do direct care and interact with people that are approaching death, I'm beginning to see it much differently. It's kind of like the last adventure.
Yeah, I'm really grateful to be around folks of all ages, but especially older folks.
So I am 82 years old, so I'm one of the older people here, one of the pretty much like, and a very important thing for me to be engaging with at this stage of my life. Mm-hmm. And I feel extremely grateful that it's here for me. Like how did I get so lucky that this place is right 20 minutes from my house?
death is a part of the cycle of life, and figuring out that you don't have to be scared of it.
I'm 53 years old. I have 2 sons, one's 20 and one is 17. I will not be around for 2 college graduations. I won't be around for job advice. I won't be around for potential grandchildren. But all that's about me and what I'm missing. And I think mostly about what is going to be missing from their lives when I go.
We're not in charge of death. And that death is a part of this thing called life. And that learning from it is like part of why we're here. And so for me, I was like, there's a community, there's a place, there's a space that's really holding death at the center, and death in relationship to life at the center. Sign me up. I'm for this.
You know, and it just seemed like lately, I was talking about the last few months, I just seem to be able to pick up a little bit. I mean, I won't say I'm an empath, but hypersensitive maybe. I've just felt like there's been a little bit of a raising of the consciousness of mankind a little bit, and I'm hoping that's not my imagination. And then I come here and it's like, whoa, this is like an epicenter for that, you know. And if we can just keep this thing going, this love and compassion toward one another, and drop the ego and realize the connectedness.
If I'm having a bad day or week, tending to someone who's crossed over, I get an instantaneous reality check on how precious life is, and I get a real new appreciation for this meat sack I'm in and what it's capable of.
Everyone comes from the heart, and you can just feel the love. Everybody just emits this tremendous love and concern and caring and nurturing.
The caregivers here are extraordinary. I have never felt so much love and giving and peace in one place. And we can laugh and we can cry and we can just be human and kind to each other.
In my experience of doing this, which is something I did not expect, I found that the physical care makes me feel so much closer with the people, as the conversations that we have tend to be so much closer because I have been caring for their bodies.
Yeah, so there's something about this dance with death that really puts me in touch with love.
Sometimes I feel like I'm not giving enough because I'm receiving so much. But that's, I think, the essence of giving. That's what happens. And I'm just thrilled to be a part of this community because my initial impressions were accurate, and I continue to feel very safe with these people, and I feel their love and empathy and compassion every day.
It's a give and take. I'm giving and I'm getting back. So it doesn't even feel like giving. It doesn't feel like I'm stretching down to the very bottom of my toes to have all the energy I need to do this. It feels like it flows out toward people I care about, and their love and connection toward me flows back together.
There is something that's really like quite beautiful and joyful about this place, which is perhaps ironic from the outside, but I think like as a member of this community, no surprise at all.
This is a wonderful place. Nature is really strong here, and it's such a blessing. Oh my gosh. If you have any stress, you come out here in nature and it just goes right away.
It never really dawned on me until it happened of how crucial and important community is. It's essential.
What I hope for CCLD is their commitment to this work continues. And I say I'm a part of it now. It's a team and a group effort. I hope that CCLD and the concept and the peace that this place brings to dying people and their family members will continue to grow and spread like wildfire all over this world.
Big piece of coming to the CCLD sanctuary for me, as well as for Jana and her husband Keith, was that when we were here, especially for Keith, if I was to speak about community, it's like instead of him having to be the 24-hour caregiver, he was able to literally just be her husband.
Just the experience of having the community of people all here for her purpose and being able to support her, you know, whether it was the 24/7 nurses or the death doulas that were there, random people that just kind of came and went, you know, we're all here for her. And, putting all that energy into her, but also taking care of me too.
I knew that Jana was going to be well cared for and ushered out and have as much like of the energy, the positive and open energy that she needed.
I really don't know how I would have gotten through Jay's transition. I don't know how Jay would have gotten through it if this place and community had not been available.
If it weren't for Aditi, if it weren't for CCLD, I don't know that I would be able to have the conversations that I have with my sons.
I can't imagine another dying another way than around people who care for you and are here to see you through transition to the next life.
I'll put it in question form. Why on earth do we not have CCLDs all over this world?
This is the epicenter of where compassion comes from.